Have you ever had a rotating cornerback like position? You know, where we were basically 2 series here, 2 series, whatever it may be, of guys. Have you ever done that throughout a season?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. In my history, I don't think I have. Just based on where I've been and who I've had at those spots. But again, a lot of guys have always had to play. Like, it's the nature of the league. So, I mean, it comes up, I guess. But don't really know about that right now.
Does it make sense to sometimes handle a position situationally? This week, this guy works better for us. Next week, there's a matchup, the other guy works better. Or it's, no, I want one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do. I think it's a matchup league, right? It's a matchup league. So, I mean, I think every week you're trying to do that, whether it's positionally, corner, front-wise, whatever that might be, trying to find the best matchups that work for us and put these guys in favorable positions. So, yeah, absolutely. I think week to week is something you look at.
You obviously knew that Carter was an explosive player when you drafted him. Is there something about his skill set over the summer that surprised you, or part of his game you didn't know he had that he showed?
Yeah, I think like you see the explosiveness, obviously rushing the passer. He's a really good athlete too. He can bend, the flexibility, everything that comes with it, which we've all seen from Penn State. I think there's a violence to him. Like the explosiveness comes out in that form too, which is probably a little bit more than what I was expecting, to be honest. But I mean, he's done everything we've asked of him. Continues to try to improve. Continues to practice hard. So I'm excited about him. Excited to see him out there Sunday.
I'm sure you're eager just to unleash this pass rush, but when you go against a guy as mobile as Daniels, how much does that impact your approach as far as you want to dictate to him? But if you obviously go too aggressive, he can burn you.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's really good offense, and I think obviously the playmakers they have, the scheme causes issues. I mean, it's 11-on-11 football every single play. It's a fine line. Like, we got to be able to rush the guy, but we got to make sure we're coordinated. We're all on the same page. We're executing. We're not leaving big creases, easy edges for him, where he can just take off and get vertical on us. That's the biggest thing. When he has a lane and he can get vertical, he's a tough tackle in space, tough to bring down with just one guy. So I think it just goes back to our rush coordination, making sure we're coordinated, understanding how the guy next to me is rushing, how it all ties together, where we can hopefully minimize and shrink some of those windows. Like, you rush 4, there's 6 gaps, right? So, I mean, just by a number count, there's going to be a couple places where he can escape if he needs to, and we just got to make sure we do a good job of constricting those spaces where it's not inviting for him.
Shane, what did you think of your run defense this summer, and how different are they to defend against the run without Robinson not being in that running back room?
Yeah, I feel like we've improved. I do. I like the additions we've made. I think those guys up front have developed a little bit as well, just in terms of what we're trying to do in the run game. I think the linebackers have done good. I think Bobby and Micah and Moose, all 3 of those guys have done a good job. So I'm encouraged with where we're at right now. It's going to be a big challenge this week. I mean, it's like I said, 11-on-11 football. They got a lot of different schemes, a lot of window dressing. They got Debo now, what they do with him. So there's a lot to it. But hopefully our fundamentals hold true. We can play physical up front and not let it affect us too much. But we're going to have to be sound. We're going to have to be disciplined and making sure we're in the right spot, because it's going to take everybody in the run game this week. So we'll see. What was the other part of that?
Just how different their backfield is to defend without Robinson. It sounds like you expect maybe Debo to factor in there as part of it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. Just his history, what he's done in San Fran at times, it wouldn't surprise me. I think the rookie Krosky Merritt runs hard. Like, they obviously have some confidence in him. Eckler's done it a long time. So McNichols played against us last year. So we'll see. They got a plethora in that room of different guys. They're all a little bit different. But obviously they feel confident in those guys enough to let Robinson walk. And so I'm sure they're going to be ready for it.
Shane, I would imagine that, as a coordinator, when you look at your depth chart and your starters and you say, we got some, 3 or 4 things I'm really worried about, that's a challenge. But what about conversely, as a coordinator, if you look up front and you say, I got a lot of guys that I got to figure out how to play. Can that be a big challenge too? Because you got to get it right with that rotation.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have, first of all. But as a staff, I think we sit in there, we try to find ways to put these guys in the best positions where they can have success. Again, it's unique. You got 3 edge, they're all going to play, but you got 3 edge guys. I'm sure you're referring to that, and just how we utilize those guys, and they'll all be in there. And I think that will evolve a little bit as we go too. Like, one of those guys, the rookie, is going to be his first game. So what does that look like, and where he's at? And a little bit back to your last question, the matchups week to week, what are teams doing to us? What's their scheme? That plays a part in it as well in terms of our versatility, so to speak. So, I think it's going to be an evolving thing as we go kind of throughout the season, but it's a good problem to have. It's a really good problem to have, and that's on us as a coaching staff to be creative and find ways to utilize all 3 of them.
One quick follow-up. It's as a coordinator, after the game is over, do you really want to avoid looking through the tape and saying, why didn't I have him out there? You know what I mean? Versus, say something, you say, you know what, I should have had him out there, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And again, we can all be the armchair quarterback in this certain situations. Hopefully we find a way to get the guys that we feel best suit us in that situation, and have conviction on it. Like, we spend a lot of time here throughout the week and going through all those scenarios, those situations, what we're playing to what, and vice versa, who's in the game. And you got to have conviction. Ultimately, if it doesn't work out, you're probably kicking yourself come Monday. But at the same time, when it does, hopefully you're feeling pretty good about the decisions you made.
Knowing what you have talent-wise, what are your expectations for this group this year?
Yeah, going into week 1, I think it's make the plays you're supposed to make. Like, let's make sure we're in the right spots. We know what to do. We're playing fast, playing physical, and when we get an opportunity, let's make those plays. When we get a one-on-one block, let's find a way to win our one-on-ones. Don't got to be anything spectacular. Like, again, we don't know how they're going to play us, how things are going to change based on our personnel as well. So that's a little bit part of the chess game in game, just how they're defending us or attacking us based on how we're defending them. But don't feel the need to go outside the framework. Like, you're going to have your opportunities. Make sure we're making our plays when we have our opportunities, and continue to improve week in and week out.
You hear people say with the talent that you have, Dayton Giants need this group to be a top 10 defense, a top 5 defense. What do you think when you hear that?
Yeah, I think I'm focused today on figuring out how we have a great practice for Washington, right? Like, I'm focused on today. I'm focused on getting ready for Sunday, and all that stuff will take care of itself. If we can keep the focus on the opponent this week, on what we got to do out here for the however many snaps we get of practice, and continue to improve, continue to learn, like, that's the end game. That's the end game result for me, right? And hopefully we can continue to do the things day in and day out and approach the process the right way, where hopefully we can achieve those things. But the ultimate goal is, let's make sure we focus on today and improve and do what we need to do come Sunday to find a way to be 1-0.
The legacy of this franchise is largely built around defense, with LT obviously at the center of that. How much do you talk to your guys about trying to be a part of that or trying to advance that history?
Yeah, I think what Dave's did this offseason, bringing those guys in, hearing from the offensive side and the defensive players. We had LT in here. We had a bunch of guys speak to the team, speak to the defense. Embrace it. Like, embrace the tradition. Like, we want to make those guys proud of us and proud of the way we play and live up to the standard that they set here. Like, that's part of it. When people think of the Giants, like you said, they think of really good defense. And again, we're trying to do everything we can day in and day out throughout the process to get to that level and have some of the success that they had.
Charlie had brought up just really throwing a lot at Abdul over the course of the preseason and just seeing how he'd handle it. How do you balance that, kind of pulling back for game time, and then just like, what have you seen of what he'll be able to do? Yeah,
I think some of that's going to be told on Sunday. I really do. We got to be mindful of it. Like, again, emotions are going to be high. They're going to have a lot of energy. They're going to be ready to go, and just making sure we don't overload them too much with all the other stuff of game one, what we're seeing, everything that comes into playing a game, that it doesn't paralyze them before the snap, right? Like I don't want these guys out here thinking too much. We got to do what they're comfortable with. We got to find ways to build that confidence, hopefully throughout training camp and this week, so they can go out there and play. Like, the last thing we want to do is have too much where these guys are timid or unsure, and then their ability doesn't show because of it.